What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is part 2 of the premiere episode of Celebrity Big Brother. So this is the alliance episode, right? This is the episode where everybody is picking their alliances, which really don't mean shit because them alliances already broke before the end of the episode. Hell, before we went to a commercial break, the alliances done broke into other alliances, then broke to other alliances. So let's talk about the alliances that are, was, and will never be. So, we know that the cliffhanger last night is that the two winners of the first competition are now have to go head to head, and one person is HOH and the other person is automatically on the block. And it's Ryan versus Jonathan. And everybody's assuming that Ryan is going to win because Ryan is the Olympian. And I didn't automatically assume that it would be a physical competition. I was wrong, but I didn't assume that. So Jonathan's thing is, look, if I'm on the block, I need to make sure that I can secure myself the numbers so that I can stay this week. So I need 7 people. Let me make an alliance of 7. Now, you know and I know an alliance of 7, that ain't never gonna work. But okay, cool. Let's start it off. So he talks to Ryan. Ryan's like, I'm cool. I'm down. Let's do it. He said, what about Candy and Tamar? Okay. Then what about Lolo and Natalie? Natalie is the wrestler. Okay. And remember, Natalie had immunity this week, so she didn't need to be in nobody's alliance because she ain't had no chance of going on the block this week. But she planning for the future, and I'm cool with that. Cool. And then they were going to try to get Joey with them, right? So they was like, cool, that sounds good. You know, they talked to everybody. Now, Tamar, let me tell you something. Tamar said she was a super fan, and I believed it to be true. Because Tamar is thinking very methodically. Tamar is thinking shit through, and she's got plans, and she's making a lot of sense. Now, I don't know if her mouth is going to get her in trouble, but her gameplay so far is good. It's up there. Tamar said, look, me and Candy don't have the best history. So the best way that I can make sure that she ain't going to stab me in the back is join her. Come on, join the party. So she was cool with Candy being in the alliance because she was like, she felt like the minute Candy got some power, maybe HOH, then maybe she'd be looking at her since they have a history that's outside of the house. And it's sort of, you know, some stuff there. Smart. Smart, Tamar. So they joined the alliance. Cool. So when they tried to get Joey along up in the gym, and they trying to, you know, they rapping to him, and they trying to slide him into, you know, telling him about the alliance and inviting him into the alliance, Joey let him know off the break. He was like, look, I don't like alliances. I don't like that word. I don't like that mindset. I'm not joining no damn alliance. He said, the only way I'm going to get into alliance is if my back is against the wall. And even then, I ain't even trying to go down that route. Now, I don't necessarily think that's the smartest move to proclaim to the house that you want to ride solo dolo. I can understand you saying, hey, I think it's a little too early for us to be getting into an alliance. But to say off the break, I don't want no alliance, I ain't getting in no alliance, and the only way I would get in an alliance is if my back is against the wall, and even then, probably not the best move. But okay, Joey, for right now, it's not even that big of a deal. Probably in about 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to probably be an issue. Now, I'm going to tell you who's riding under the radar right now is Ricky, because ain't nobody said Ricky name the whole damn episode. Matter of fact, I forgot Ricky ass was on this episode, was on the show, until they just showed him in a couple of clips, and I was like, oh, there go Ricky. So for right now, Ricky, you riding, but I mean, ain't nobody asked you to be in no alliance, but your name didn't come up when it was time to talk about who to put on the block either, so go on, keep smoking your weed and do what you do, boo. They put an infinity pool in the house for Ryan. I'm pretty sure it was specifically for Ryan, because, you know, normally they have a regular pool. But Ryan is training for the 2020 Olympics, and I'm sure that was something that when he agreed to be on the show, they were like, look, I need to keep training. I need to make sure that I'm still training. So I was like, cool. So they showed him doing his little infinity pool thing. Okay, cool, whatever. All right. And they were just standing around watching him like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I wouldn't have either. I mean, he is a 12-time Olympic gold medal winner. So I ain't saying I wouldn't have been at all, but it was just really weird. Like, if I were him, I'd have felt really weird of them just standing around. Because I know when they have practice, people can watch, like they have open practices, but they're up in the bleachers. Like, literally, these people were standing, like they could touch the pool while he was in it. I was like, that was a little weird. Anyway, back to these alliances, y'all. Sidebar, sorry. Back to these alliances. All right. So Joey told them no. They was like, okay, cool. We would like to have Joey, but if he want to go ride solo, he can do what he do. Now, no sooner did that happen than Jonathan got him, Ryan, Lolo, and Natalie together and was like, look, we got the big alliance, but let's call out, let's be Final Four. Let's promise each other that we're going to be the Final Four. And yes, slapping five, everybody was cool. Jonathan and Ryan leave the room. Lolo and Natalie look at each other and like, final two right here. You know, okay, that's the Final Four, but for real, it's going to be me and you, ride or die, me and you. And they was like, yeah, and they slapping fives on that, right? Then next thing you know, you got Tamar talking about, let's be the first non-stabbing in the back girl group. Let's see if we could do it. I mean, women can get along. Women don't have to stab each other in the back. So she trying to make it to be her, Candy, Lolo, and Natalie. Now, Lolo and Natalie in about 3 alliances by now, right? But of course, they was like, cool, slapping fives. Yeah. Like I said, before you know it, we got 20 alliances that can't nobody possibly maintain. But it's Big Brother. You always start off with 5,000 alliances. And it is early. And I understand why Jonathan is doing it. Because he assumes that he's going on the block. And he needs to secure his spot. Cool. Okay. So, here's the competition. It is a physical competition, right? They have 2 billboards that are like built on blocks. And it's like, you know how they always have a theme. So it's like Blockbuster Night or whatever. And it's 2 billboards. And the first person to knock down their 2 billboards, well, you know, the first person to knock down their 2 billboards will win. And they have to fly across on this, like a zip line kind of thing. And it's basically swing and kick the blocks down. Okay, cool. And Jonathan just couldn't get the geometrics of it, the swing, you know, and he kept going down the zip line and didn't hit nothing. Ryan came off the break and was like, boom, boom, boom. But you know how when you play certain games, you get down to the last couple of blocks, he just couldn't get the swing right. So it gave Jonathan a chance to sort of get back in it. He was never really all the way back in it, but close enough to make it a competition. But eventually Ryan did win. So immediately, it's almost like, you know, you watch Big Brother, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's almost like when they do that double eviction and they win head of household and then they immediately got to go make a decision. It was like as soon as he won, him and Jonathan tried to go off and have a conversation about, well, who you going to pick. But of course, nobody was really trying to leave him alone because they knew what they were doing. So first Tom came in the room, act like he wasn't going to leave. So then Tom finally leaves. Then Kato comes in the room, act like he ain't gonna leave. Then he finally, next thing you know, here comes Tamar and Candy. And it was just, so Tamar asked him, well, who you think you gonna pick? I don't know. I don't really know yet. I don't know. So Candy, y'all know how Candy is. Candy stayed back and was like, so what you thinking? I mean, what you thinking? I don't really know. You know, I'm not sure. He was like, she said, but I mean, even if you don't know, he said, no, first he said, I can't tell you. She said, okay, but I mean, what you thinking? You know what I mean? I don't know. Now, y'all know, Candy a whole lot of things, but dumb she is not. Candy said, in her confessional, she said, now, if we supposed to be in an alliance, why you can't tell me who you think you gonna pick? Like, even just what you thinking, like, even what's on your mind. You can't tell me nothing, but we supposed to be in an alliance, and I'm supposed to trust that? She was like, yeah, okay. So that was her first little Then, later on, he does end up telling Tamar and them that he's thinking about putting up Dana and I want to say Scaramucci, Anthony Scaramucci, right? So, he ends up telling Tamar and them. Candy comes in the room and they were like, oh yeah, he said that he, you know, maybe he's thinking about putting up Dana and Scaramucci. And so Candy was like, again, in her confessional was like, okay, so you can tell them, but you can't tell me. So that makes me feel like I ain't as much in this alliance as y'all want me to think I am. And as the numbers start dwindling down, y'all ain't really got my back. So that means that I need to spread myself around this house a little bit more and start building some other friendships. I ain't gonna just stay here with y'all. I said, you right. You better not, Candy. You better not. So, Jonathan actually talked Ryan out of putting Dana up because they have a personal relationship. He's friends with Lindsay Lohan. He's known Dana since he was a teenager. And he said she's like a second mother to him. He was like, I understand that she probably is a weak link and she probably is going to go home early, but if I can save her at least for a couple of weeks, let me try. And so he kind of talks Ryan out of it. So Ryan decides to put up Tom Green. Now, mind you, remember, he told Tamar and the girls that he was going to put up Scaramucci and Dana. He wouldn't tell Candy nothing. What? I'm sorry, y'all. My phone just keeps going off. He wouldn't tell Candy nothing. So, it's time for him. I'm sorry. It's time for him to say who he's going to put on the block. And he says Scaramucci and Tom Green. So that throws his whole alliance for a loop. Everybody except for Jonathan. And Jonathan was like, Jonathan the only one that's not tripping because he's like, wow, he changed who he was going to put up based on what I said, which means that he does listen to me, which means that I can trust him. But now the rest of the alliance is giving him the side eye because they were like, well, that ain't what he told us. And if he really wanted to put Tom up, and this is how I know Tamar really is a super fan, because she was like, if he really wanted to put Tom up, why he didn't just try to backdoor him? But why tell us one thing and then do something? Yeah, my phone is really going on. But why tell us one thing and then do something totally different? So that was a whole mess. But that's where it was, y'all. So tomorrow night, I guess it's going to be a whole week of Big Brother. I don't know, to kick it off. Because tomorrow night they're going to do the head of household competition. I mean, the power veto competition. So that'll be interesting to see if any of those three people can get themselves off the block. Now, what I'm thinking might happen, because normally they don't have three people on the block. I'm thinking that if one of them wins the power veto and can take themselves off the block, I'm wondering if they're going to actually do a third replacement or if they're just going to leave it at those two. That would be very interesting to see if they would do that. But if they do, then that means there's going to be a third person put on the block. That's a lot of people for the first week. That's a lot of gameplay for the first week. But it is Celebrity Big Brother, and I'm pretty sure that they didn't bring these celebrities on here for them to just go home the first day. You know how normally on Big Brother, I've seen some seasons of Big Brother with, somebody ain't even, I remember that one year, that lady ain't even had time to unpack a damn bag. She was gone before they got in the house good. So, but I'm sure because it is Celebrity Big Brother, they want to at least keep people on there for a couple of days. So, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But that was tonight's episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Peace.